Azerbaijan borders Armenia, right? So, yes, Armenia. So my dad's coach is Armenian, and my dad is Azerbaijani. And at the time, they were in, and they've been in conflict with each other for a while. But at the time, it got really bad to the point where there was like violence against each other within. So if there was like an Armenian guy in Azerbaijan, like he was getting like assaulted. So my dad's coach was like, I have to leave. Like, I'm not safe here, right? And then my dad, who in that time, like, you had a coach and that was your coach. Like, you didn't change coaches, right? It was like starting over basically. So he was like, I'm gonna come with you, right? Because I want to continue wrestling. I want you to continue being my coach. I'm gonna come with you. So then they were met with this decision, right? So he couldn't, now my dad's coach couldn't go back to Armenia because that means that my dad, the Azerbaijani, couldn't go into Armenia. And he couldn't stay there either. So they both decided to flee to Belarus. So at the age of 13, 14, maybe, no, he's probably like 16, 17 at the time, leaves his family, goes to Belarus to pursue this goal of being a wrestler. And there, he gets into like a sports school, and, he's still got his coach coaching him, and ends up wrestling for Belarus. And then from there, obviously meets my mom and, gets the recognition and is invited to come wrestle for like the Soviet team. And then from there, after after they're disbanded, he wrestles for Russia. But I know he wrestled in the '92 Olympics in Barcelona, and he won 2 world championships. And then he wrestled in another Olympics and took like 5th or 6th. But he doesn't count that as placing, obviously, because no medal. So he's had like a crazy, and he had a bunch of injuries too, like in his senior level competitive, and the medical practices at the time weren't something that you could trust. So like if you had like a back injury, like you weren't going to go get back surgery, because that could end your entire career. Like you may, I don't know, fix your back, but you'll never wrestle again. So it's like, what are you really? So it wasn't like really an option. So, and then, like I said, he was already a decorated wrestler at the point, and with me being born, he had 2 kids, and he was given the opportunity because, well, my mom applied in the lottery to get a visa to come to the U.S. and she won. And with that, my dad also, I think, won a visa in a wrestling tournament for the U.S. So they both had visas, and now they were like, all right, well, it's like a sign. We're going to go to the U.S. and start a new life, the whole American dream, streets are painted with gold type of thing, So like we can make like a life, in America versus here, we are like my dad, like within like the Soviet system was probably ranked kind of high as like an Olympic athlete, but at the same time, like it was like a lot of corruption, a lot of like, it wasn't like the safest place, even if you were important, it wasn't necessarily safe for you. There's a lot of debate within the U.S., comparing us to the rest of the world, but from the perspective outside of the U.S., like the U.S. looks pretty good. So, we decided to move to the U.S., and my dad and my mom and me and my older brother, and flew into California with two suitcases of clothes and like $500, and was just like, all right, we're starting a new life.